Resident Evil 4 has consumed my life recently, and since I'm now obsessed with RE4, I thought I should talk about what the remake does well that I think Fortnite could improve upon, as well as talking about Resident Evil and Fortnite in general. The whole combat flow of RE4 feels a lot slower than other shooter games. It prioritizes effective shooting with slower fire rates compared to lots of fast shooty-shoot weapons that allow you to rain down bullets on your target. What the precision of RE4's shooting requires much more unique behavior from enemies to increase the challenge. The villagers you're shooting in Resident Evil 4 also have much more complex AI compared to other NPCs in games, especially the henchmen in Fortnite.
Are you fucking kidding me?!
The villager enemies in Resident Evil are so much more intricate and intelligent than most AIs I've seen. They are more than just mindless patrolling drones who attack on sight like most NPCs. The villagers actually communicate and coordinate with each other in an attempt to fuck you up.
A little rough, don't you think?
Some attempt to charge directly at you. Some will attempt to predict where you're going to go in order to ambush you. Others will lay down bear traps and ladders for future encounters, and you can even hear the enemies calling out to one another in Spanish, telling them what to do. For example, if there's a villager sneaking behind you, the other villagers will say this. Fortnite's AIs rely more on their strength in numbers to be effective. You'll have 5 guards with fully automatic assault rifles shooting at you, with the bullets not doing very much damage and only a couple shots actually hitting you. Fortnite, in general, just has a much faster-paced gameplay setting, which makes sense considering it is a battle royale. Fortnite's AIs are more mindless drones than anything else. The only thing making the boss any different from the regular guards is their large health pool and slightly better weapon stats. As each season goes on, the henchmen have stayed relatively the same, and while this was a cool feature back in 2020, the way they act now I feel is just not appropriate for the state of the game. Enhancing the behavioral complexity of the guards to increase the challenge of encounters would help to make the world feel more alive, like the villagers who will change their behavior based on the player's actions. Even if the NPCs had a slight sense of coordination with each other, it would improve them drastically in my opinion. If some tried to set up ambushes or taking cover when taking fire and falling back as their health gets lower, even just any little change like that, I'd be happy with. I know this is a fairly big ask and would be incredibly complicated to add. On top of its complexity, it would also have to account for others' players' interactions, not just your own. This is just me throwing out all my ideas onto the table. I'm not sure how every feature would feel if they were actually added to the game. Okay, that's enough of that. We have a new problem to discuss. There are only 4 Resident Evil skins in Fortnite, which is a problem that must be solved immediately. Leon is the only character from RE4 in Fortnite, and while I know RE4 isn't the only Resident Evil game, the remake is what brought a lot of attention back onto Resident Evil after the big boobs faded out of the public eye. I want to be able to hit the gritty as Luis or Ada, even a zombie villager skin would be cool. Fortnite is missing a huge opportunity with the Resident Evil skins by not releasing any extra styles or new characters to the mix. The Leon skin only uses his jacketless design, even though the remake easily lets you switch between jacketed and jacketless Leon. I want more Resi characters to have the ability to finally express their inner puppy-coated girl boss energy, like Leon. I want to see Ada and Leon doing some silly 2-player emotes. I want to see Ashley get her head exploded by dynamite instead of just falling on the ground like a bitch! Seriously, if Epic released the Merchant as a skin, they would make so much fucking cash they wouldn't know what to do with it all. The Merchant is one of the most universally loved characters in any Resident Evil game. The Merchant could never fail in making sales. This video was mostly just an excuse to gush about RE4, since it has recently overtaken my life and has been the only thing I've played for about a month now. I'll give you all a moment to applaud the many topics and opinions I added to this conversation, because I'm sure you are all grateful. Use my Fortnite code, subscribe, fucking